Right, so we're back at the Minisforum stand, and I just wanted to sort of put together a compilation of, frankly, all of the crazy things at this stand, because seriously, there's a lot of stuff to discuss, and rather than put them all into individual videos, I'll need to go through them all en masse. Now this here is the AI X1 Pro. This is kind of the follow-up to that X1 Pro that we saw before, and this one's rocking out with the newer generation AI HX470. It's largely the same device. It's got the same 2.5 gigabit network ports, the same M.2 configuration layout there with 2 ports, a Gen 4x4 and 1 port, a Gen 4x1. It's got Wi-Fi 7, but that beefier CPU, which they've already laid out here on the side, well, there's a lot going on under the bonnet there. It's an HX470 with a max frequency of 5.2 gigahertz with AMD integrated Radeon graphics at 890M. So again, that alongside a couple of SODIMM ports for the memory that scale up to 128 gig, that's 5600 megahertz memory there. And carrying on with new stuff, they have rolled out a new docking station here. Now, Minisforum have got several docking stations. This is the DEG2, and you know, at a glance, I was kind of a little bit meh when I first saw it, because eGPU docking stations are much of a muchness, but this one rolling out with Oculink at 4x4 suddenly gets interesting when you find out it takes advantage of USB 4 V2, that's the Thunderbolt 5 but not Thunderbolt 5 labelled 80 gigabit connection there. What's really intriguing, alongside its support in a beefy x16 slot, if we go away into the rear of it, we find it features an M.2 NVMe slot inside for additional storage. Now, from what I understand, that is a Gen 4x4, so it does allow for a docking station that not only is going to support those bigger, better cards, but also allow you to take advantage of additional external storage, maximizing that 80 gigabits per second connection of the not Thunderbolt 5, but definitely Thunderbolt 5 connection. Circling back to the mini PCs, we have here the M2 Pro. Now the M2 Pro, much like the AI X1 Pro, it's quite similar in build, but things have been scaled up in a number of different ways. Notwithstanding, it's moved onto an Intel platform, and that is taking advantage of the X9388H. It also arrives with 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, and alongside 3 M.2 NVMe slots inside, it also arrives with support of 10 GBE on the rear. So again, scaling up of this architecture we've seen before, of these smart home kind of co-pilot adjacent, which I'm not really in love with, but I still like the idea of them scaling out this family beyond the original AI 395 Plus model. But fair play to it, it does have some serious graphic prowess under the bonnet there. As we can see, the benchmark taking place right now in real time for this mini PC. And this is sans any kind of internal graphics card there. It takes advantage of an Intel Arc B390, or there is a B370 variation as well. Again, there's a lot to love about these mini PCs that are really challenging the boundaries of what we expect from desktop ones. Compact PC ready graphics card here. Getting this kind of GPU spec on such a compact card. Again, let's bring that right there next to the other card here, just to get some idea about that size difference there. With so many compact systems rocking out right now with x16 slots, but only half height capabilities and smaller depth, cards like this are going to change the game. And don't worry, Intel users can still rejoice. Here we are looking at an Intel Arc Pro alternative to that card. Again, this one is 16 gig RAM as well, running on that x16 slot there. They're unable to confirm if it is Gen 4 x16, I believe it might be. But ultimately, these are still spanning out to be more and more interesting options for smaller PCIe cards, when right now the association towards GPU has always been massive beefy cards, and these small alternatives in the market, alongside of course Minisforum already rolling out a range slowly but surely of compact high performance PCIe cards like that 25 gig M.2 NIC card. This is something interesting. We can't give them a full credit for this, but it's the idea they are now experimenting with cards like these right now in their systems is only good. And let's end things on something we talked about half a year ago at Computex. This is the Minisforum G7 Pro. This is arguably the closest I've ever seen a PC to reaching console levels of convenience and deployment. This rocks out with not only an Intel i9 processor, that's the 14900HX, but also inside this incredibly small chassis, we have got ourselves an RTX 5070 laptop scale GPU. So again, as you can see here on screen, I'm only utilizing one hand to hold the other hand to hold the camera. This is real world gaming being possible here on this platform. Again, we are still talking about a GPU inside, so sure we expect it to be that way. But I just love the idea of compact, real world gaming PCs in the market. We're going to be reviewing this one very, very soon. But I wanted to wrap out on that and just exactly what Minisforum are up to here at CES 2026. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.